Hello, it's Rumba Diving and welcome back to my channel. So today we are talking about what happens when that relationship that was meant for two is invaded by another. And this is a reality, so we have to call it out like it is. Some call them side chicks, some call them small houses, second families, and secret children. What does the law say? So, to be honest, this is really not a rarity. There's a wife at home, there's a second wife somewhere else, and children in both households. In some jurisdictions, um, customary law will recognize that marriages can be polygamous. We have a hybrid system in Zimbabwe, for example, where on the one hand, the customary law unions are potentially polygamous. So, if you want to have more than one wife, you're permitted to actually do so in accordance with our customs. In the United Arab Emirates and in several Muslim countries as well, Sharia law is also potentially polygamous. So it allows the man to have several wives if he so wishes. But there are civil law or general law marriages in operation as well. And these dictate that they're monogamous. That means one man, one wife. So if you're in a situation like that, if it is a potentially polygamous situation, then there is no issue. But of course, we're talking about the monogamous relationships that suddenly become polygamous. And it can emotionally get very complicated and legally even more complicated because here's the truth. Not every relationship will be recognized by law, but that does not mean that people in those relationships have no protection. Now, let me get this very clear, and it's important. Under Zimbabwe's Marriage Act, Chapter 517, there is what was a very controversial section, but I hope that it has percolated and people are starting to understand it a little bit better. Section 41 that talks about civil partnerships. Now, what this section does is that it defines civil partnerships as a relationship like a marriage, but not necessarily a marriage. It talks about a relationship where two people are together on, and I love these words, that need to be proven, a genuine domestic basis. But here's the bombshell and probably the confusion that many people had. A civil partnership can involve someone who's legally married to another person and still be legally recognized. Now, it's important to balance this point because